Hello everyone, how are you? So finally your exam date has arrived, that is tomorrow your exam is going to be held. So I hope you all have prepared well, and if anything is left from your revision part, you can prepare till night and be calm and just you do not have to worry what is going to be happen. Believe in yourself. You will do better. You will have an opportunity to do something in your life. So believe in yourself. This is the best thing. Be positive. Whatever is going to be happen, just happen for your best. It will happen for your best. So with that, yesterday it was a revision of British literatures we have finished already, and remaining British writers I will complete today. But the one major topic that I want to start today is Indian writers and trilogy. First we will discuss about Indian writers, and then we will go to revise all the important major writers around the world, whether it's African, Canadian, Caribbean, Afro American, Nigerian. So stay tuned, do not go anywhere, stick to the screen and do watch video till the end. So with that, let's start the class. But before starting the class, you know what you have to do? You have to like, share and subscribe the channel, share to more and more student so that they can also prepare well. I am receiving your positive feedback, so I am glad that you are liking the content. You just have to focus on the content. How much I have decorated my PDF or colorful, not it will so much time taking thing. So today though I won't do that because it's already late and you all just have to focus on your revision. Not continuously you have to revise. That is not a good thing, not a good way to study or revise. Take a break also in between, then start your revision. Practice whatever you have to, you have done or you will do. So with that, let's start. Okay, Indian writers trilogy, and the famous writer that we are going to start here. Before that, let's introduce. In our Indian literature, the pioneer figures are R.K. Narayan, Mulk Raj Anand, Raja Rao, and Amitav Ghosh are prominent figures in Indian English literature, each contributing significantly to its development and recognition. Development and its recognition. So, we are majorly going to discuss their trilogy part. So, first we have, as you can see the picture, I have little bit tried. Amitav Ghosh, 1956. Do remember the birth year of the writer, it's very important. Amitav Ghosh here is a prominent contemporary Indian author known for his historical fiction, meticulous research, and exploration of colonialism, migration, and environmental issues. He was born in 1956, studied in India and abroad, St. Stephen's College, Delhi, and Oxford University. In questions, there they ask that in which particular university the writer have studied. So you all have to remember Oxford University. If the Indian writers, they will ask you the about the foreign universities if they have attended. So you have to remember Oxford University, Mulk Raj Anand has attended Cambridge University. So this is the overview about his bio. Here the major works he has given us and became a milestone to establish the English in India. Here the shadow lines, 1988. This was a novel exploring nationalism, borders and memory. Second, you have the Calcutta Chromosome, 1995, a speculative fiction novel with themes of science and mystery. Next, you have In an Antique Land, 1992, a blend of history, travelogue, and memoir. In an Antique Land, blend of history, majorly travelogue. Gun Island, you have 2019, a climate fiction novel that ties mythology with environmental crisis. Okay, so you have to remember the publication date majorly for your chronology question to solve and matching also. And the last work, The Glass Palace 2000, explores colonial Burma and India. Now let's discuss his trilogy. His trilogy is known as the Ibis trilogy. Set in the 19th century, the trilogy explores the Opium Wars, the colonial economy, and global migration, particularly around the Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean. And the first work of trilogy you have Sea of Poppies 2008 published. Setting in India, primarily the Ganges River, you have to remember Calcutta before the first Opium War. The story revolves around the diverse group of characters from different social, cultural, and linguistic backgrounds who come together aboard the ship, and the ship name is Ibis. That is why this trilogy is known as. The characters you have to remember is Diti, a low caste widow, escaped a forced sati, Kalua, a gentle giant from the countryside, Neel Ratan Haldar, a bankrupt Bengali nobleman, Palute, a French orphan raised in India, Zachary Reid, a mixed race American sailor, and of all about all these characters, what happens with their lives intersect as they become indentured laborers or crew on this Iblis heading towards Mauritius. Any questions they can give you. Heading towards Mauritius, where the ship was heading, where the ship was going, Mauritius. Okay, so you have to remember each point. The theme of these trilogies you have indentured labor, caste and colonial oppression, and pre opium war trade. The second work of this trilogy, River of Smoke 2011, published, setting it has Canton, Guangzhou in China just before the Opium War. This novel shifts the focus to the opium trade between India and China. The River of Smoke, the second trilogy of the work, shifted China. So you have to remember. And in this, the character here we have a Parsi, Behram Modi, a Parsi opium trader from Bombay, tries to protect his business as the Chinese government begins cracking down on opium imports. Next, you have Neil and Paulette reappear in roles from the first trilogy. Neil becomes Behram's secretary, and Paulette continues her search for rare plants. Again, the theme will be same, but here trade and exploitation added in the second trilogy, cultural clashes and the moral crisis of capitalism. Third trilogy work you have Flood of Fire published in 2015. First was published in 2008, do remember. Second was after 3 years 11, and the third was after 4 in 15. So 2008, 2011 and 2015, the Iblis trilogy by Amitav Ghosh. So Flood of Fire has setting in India, China and South China Sea during the First Opium War 1839 to 1842. The final part here portrays the violent conflict between Britain and China over opium and trade rights. You have to remember the final part trilogy, Flood of Fire. The story follows Kesri Singh. In the third trilogy, here is the entry you will see Kesri Singh, a sepoy in British Army. Zachary Reid from the first trilogy he has entered, who now fully embraces the opium business. They can ask you anything, so you have to watch very carefully and memorize each term and each point. The war breaks out, and all characters, Indian, Chinese, and British, are swept into the storm of imperial ambition, rebellion, and personal transformation. The theme of the third trilogy, you have war and imperial power, identity, betrayal, and survival, and rise of global capitalism. So these are the trilogy work by Amitav Ghosh. You have to remember, first was published in 2008, second was 11, and the third was 15. So you have to remember this. Notable works by Amitav Ghosh you have, apart from these that we have mentioned already: The Circle of Reason 1986, The Shadowlands 1988, In an Antique Land 1992, The Calcutta Chromosome 1995, and The Glass Palace 2000. Apart from the trilogies, these works you have to remember for the chronology questions. And who has written? Amitav Ghosh. Okay. Here the more work by Amitav Ghosh: The Hungry Tide 2004, The Hungry Tide 2004, The Sea of Poppies. These are the trilogy parts. The Great Derangement, Climate Change, and the Unthinkable 2016. This was the non-fiction. Gun Island 2019, and The Nutmeg's Curse, Parables for a Plant in Crisis 2021. Again, it's a non-fiction. So these are the works in chronology by Amitav Ghosh. You have to remember. Next one, you have the pioneer R.K. Narayan. R.K. Narayan, 1906 to 2000, 1906 birth. He was born in 1906. The full name: Rasipuram Krishna Swami Iyer Narayan Swami. Wow, too long name. R.K. Narayan, in short, 1906 he was born, known as R.K. Narayan, is one of the pioneers of Indian English literature. He is best known for creating the fictional town Malgudi, where many of his stories are set. Malgudi is the fictional town by R.K. Narayan. You have to remember, it's in South, Kerala, South. His writing style is simple, humorous, and deeply rooted in Indian culture and everyday life. Narayan was awarded the Sahitya Academy Award and was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature. Major works you have that you have to remember: Swami and Friends 1935. In the same year, Mulk Raj Anand's Untouchable published, you can remember. Narayan's first novel introducing the fictional town Malgudi. It follows the innocent mischiefs and coming of age of a boy named Swaminathan. The Bachelor of Arts 1937, a semi autobiographical novel about a young man navigating education, love, and identity in colonial India. 1937, it was published before Kanthapura by Raja Rao. Next one you have The Dark Room 1938. So you can here mention The Dark Room was published in the same year as Kanthapura by Raja Rao. So this is how you can remember the work and year. The Dark Room focuses on the domestic life and emotional struggles of an Indian housewife trapped in a patriarchal marriage. Next you have The English Teacher 1945. 1945, there are many work published in 1945. Inspired by Narayan's personal grief after his wife's death, it explores love, loss, and spiritual communication. Next one you have Mr. Sampath 1949, The Financial Expert 1952, Waiting for Mahatma 1955, and The Guide. It's very important work. The Guide 1958, on which the movie is made on 1962. So one of Narayan's most acclaimed novels, it tells the story of Raju, a tour guide turned spiritual guru. At the end of the work, won the Sahitya Academy Award in 1960. Do remember, 1958 it was published, and 1962 or 65 the work was turned into a movie. Next you have The Man Eater of Malgudi 1968. The Vendor Sweets you have 1967 explores generational conflict and Indian values as a traditional father faces his son's westernized lifestyle. The Painter of Science 1977, a bachelor science painter becomes entangled in romance and social reform, touching on themes of modernity and birth control. These are the works by R.K. Narayan you have to remember. The more work you have, A Tiger of Malgudi 1986, Talkative Man 1990, The World of Nagraj 1993. These works you can remember to solve the chronology questions because they can give you any work. Major work though you remember, but smaller work that is not as popular as compared to the major one, so you have to remember to solve the chronology and matching questions. RK Narayan's trilogy you have the Malgudi trilogy. Swami and Friends 1935 marked the beginning of R.K. Narayan's celebrated trilogy introducing readers to the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. They ask in which state this Malgudi fiction South in located was. It was I think Kerala. You have to remember the state. The Bachelor of Arts second trilogy 1937 follows as the second in the series, tracing a young man's journey of self discovery and growth. This is the second part of the trilogy, the Malgudi trilogy. And the third one, you have The Dark Room. The Dark Room shifts focus to domestic life, portraying the struggles of a submissive housewife trapped in a patriarchal society of marriage or remarriage. Notable works you have to remember by R.K. Narayan, Swami and Friends, can't forget. The Bachelor of Arts 1937, The Dark Room 1938, The English Teacher 1945, Mr. Sampath 1949, The Financial Expert 1952, Waiting for the Mahatma you have 1955, The Guide 1958, The Man Eater of Malgudi 1961, The Vendor of Sweets 1967, The Painter of Science 1977, A Tiger of Malgudi 1983, Talkative Man 1986, The World of Nagraj 1990, and Grandmother's Tale 1992. You cannot miss any of the work by these writers. Next one you have Mulk Raj Anand. Mulk Raj Anand, very famous. 1905 he was born. Must remember the birth date of these writers, everybody. Mulk Raj Anand, born on 1905, is one of the founding fathers of Indian English literature. R.K. Narayan, Mulk Raj Anand, and Raja Rao. These three are known the most prominent figure who worked to establish English and work for the, you can say that they were the prominent figures of establishing English in India through their writing, through their work. So these are, you can say, if they have written the trilogy work, they are trilogy himself. They have together, or their work is a milestone to establish English in India. So they are very important, these three writers. Along with R.K. Narayan here, Raja Rao, born on 12 December 1905 in Peshawar, now in Pakistan. They also ask Peshawar. He was born Mulk Raj Anand in Pakistan, now it is located. Into a Hindu Khatri family employed in British India's colonial administration. He is known for his humanitarian realism, progressive outlook, and for giving voice to the marginalized and oppressed, especially the Dalits, working class, and peasants. He was influenced and he has also worked for related to the Dalit Panthers, Dalit writers. If you remember which writer is related to Dalit Panthers or Dalit writers, Dalit literature is Mulk Raj Anand. Mulk Raj Anand was deeply influenced by Mahatma Gandhi's ideology. He studied in London and Cambridge. Strongly aligned with the progressive writers, movements like Dalit Panther movement established by Namdev and one of the writer Raja Dhale, the founders of Dalit Panther movement. So you have to remember as it is. Notable works you have Untouchable 1935, Anand's debut and most influential novel. It follows a single day in the life of Bakha, a young Dalit sweeper exposing the cruelty of caste discrimination. Do remember, everybody? Next one you have Coolie. Coolie, a moving story about Munnu is the protagonist and Bakha is the protagonist of Untouchable. So you have to remember these name. A poor hill boy forced into child labor. It highlights class exploitation and industrial hardship in colonial India. Next one you have Two Leaves and a Bird, 1937, set on a tea plantation in Assam. The novel exposes the exploitation of tribal workers by British colonizers and Indian collaborators. Next one, the Village, the first book in the Lalu trilogy. The trilogy work by Mulk Raj Anand is known as the Lalu trilogy. You have to remember the trilogy name also. The Amitav Ghosh trilogy is known as Ibis trilogy. It was the name of a ship. R.K. Narayan's trilogy is known as Malgudi trilogy. And Mulk Raj Anand trilogy is known as a Lalu trilogy. You have to remember. Okay. So here Lalu trilogy introducing Lalu Singh, a peasant boy questioning the rigidity of Indian rural life. Across the Black Water, second part of the Lalu trilogy, Lalu became a soldier in the British Indian Army during World War I, fighting in Europe. The Sword and the Sickle, 1942, the final book of the Lalu trilogy, Lalu returns home radicalized by war and joins the fight against colonial and feudal oppression. You have to remember the name Lalu trilogy. The character name is Lalu Singh, a peasant boy. Next work you have The Big Heart, 1945, Seven Summers, 1951, Morning Face, 1968. Seven Summers is the Anand's autobiographical series. You have to remember. It reflects on his childhood in British India, filled with social observations and internal struggles. Seven Summers autobiographical work. It is also Seven Ages of Man. He has make it. So Morning Face here, a semi-autobiographical novel that earned Anand the Sahitya Academy Award in 1971. It offers a philosophical look at the transformation of India and the self. 1971 Sahitya Academy Award for which work? Morning Face, published in 1968. It is a semi-autobiographical novel by Anand. You have to remember each major point. Next, you have Confession of a Lover. 1976 continues the autobiographical saga narrating the protagonist's intellectual and romantic evolution during his youth. Now, the trilogy that I have discussed already here, the Lalu trilogy, The Village, 1939, Lalu's early village life and rebellion against caste and customs. Across the Black Waters, 1940, Lalu becomes a soldier in First World War, fights in France. The Sword and the Sickle, 1942. Lalu turns to political activism and socialism. Do remember? 1939, The Village, first trilogy. 1940, Across the Black Water, second trilogy. The Sword and the Sickle, 1942, third and final trilogy of the work, the Lalu trilogy by Mulk Raj Anand. And the character you have Lalu Singh. Okay, now major works by him you have to remember: Untouchable, 1935, Coolie, 1936, Two Leaves and a Bird, 1937, The Village, 1939, Across the Black Water, 1940, The Sword and the Sickle, 1942, The Big Heart, 1945, Morning Face, 1968, and the Seven Ages of Man series, that is his biography, Seven Summers, 1951, The Confession of a Lover, 1976, The Bubble, 1984, and The Pool, which was unfinished. Unfinished, that means this work is not published. Other notable works you have by Mulk Raj Anand: Lament on the Death of a Master of Arts, 1938, a short novel critiquing the decay of idealism in academia. I have put this so that you can so that you do not miss anything if you see such questions. Death of a Hero, 1964, based on the execution of Indian freedom fighter Bhagat Singh. Private Life of an Indian Prince, it's important. PYQ's chronology questions you have to remember. 1953, a bold critique of princely states and their decadence. So these are the works by Mulk Raj Anand. You have to remember, everyone. Next one you have Raja Rao. Raja Rao, born in 1908. Raja Rao, born in 1908, was a pioneering Indian English novelist known for blending spiritual philosophy with literary innovation. Born in Hassan, Karnataka, he studied in Hyderabad and later in France, where he was deeply influenced by Vedanta and Western philosophy. You have to remember Vedanta and Western philosophy, where he studied France. France. He used to live, he was born in Karnataka and the place is Hassan. His major works you have to remember: Kanthapura, 1938, The Serpent and the Rope, 1960, and The Cat and the Shakespeare, 1965. From these three work form a philosophical trilogy that explores themes like Gandhian nationalism, East West identity and conflict, and metaphysical insight. Raja Rao was instrumental in Indianizing the English language, infusing it with Indian idioms and rhythm. He received the Sahitya Academy Award, the Padma Bhushan, and international acclaim for his contributions to literature. Do remember each point. Between 1943 and 1944, Raja Rao co edited the journal Tomorrow from Bombay alongside fellow writer Ahmad Ali. Very, very important. You have to remember between 1943 to 1944, Raja Rao co edited the journal Tomorrow from Bombay alongside with Ahmad Ali. Ahmad Ali. Majorly, he was not known for his trilogy, but his work you can simply put in a trilogy as Raja Rao's trilogy. You can mention Raja Rao's trilogy, although only the first part, The Chess Master and His Moves, was published. He started but for some reason could not complete. The remaining two volumes were intended to complete the trilogy but remained unpublished. The Chess Master and His Moves is considered a major work exploring India's contributions like the concept of zero and the game of chess. You have to remember he has started to write trilogy part, but only the Chess Master and His Moves was published. The remaining two volumes were intended to complete, but the work not published. So his trilogy could not complete. The Chess Master and His Moves, this novel published in 1988, is the first part of a planned trilogy that he has planned. The remaining two volumes could not publish, you have to remember. The Chess Master and His Moves explore philosophical and psychological themes using the metaphor of chess to examine identity and cultural encounters. The unpublished volume of the trilogy, the two subsequent volumes were intended to be part of the same trilogy but were never released. Thereafter, the works that were considered his most important works by Raja Rao was a milestone which showcases his philosophical and stylistic approach to Indian literature. You must remember the work which he started to form a trilogy but due to some reason could not published. Major works by Raja Rao, we have to remember the very popular work Kanthapura, published in 1938, set in a small South Indian village named Kanthapura. The novel chronicles the impact of the Indian independence movement on rural life. The story is narrated by Achakka. It's very important and always asked in your exam PYQs. Who was the narrator in the work The Kanthapura? The Achakka you have to remember, an elderly village woman, and centers around Murthy. Murthy is the Protagonist, a young Brahmin who becomes a staunch follower of Mahatma Gandhi. Do remember who narrates the story? Achakka. It's very, very important. As Murthy advocates for non-violence, ahimsa, satyagraha, and the abolition of untouchability, the village undergoes a dramatic transformation, but not without resistance and suffering. They have to somehow suffer if they wanted to get rid of untouchability, the system which was prevailing at that point of time, especially in rural area. So this was the case. Thematically, the work is a political social realism and historical fiction, one of the earliest novels portraying India's freedom struggle through an indigenous lens. So you have to remember. Again, next work you have The Serpent and the Rope, 1960, published. The semi autobiographical novel allows Rama Swami, a South Indian Brahmin intellectual who marries Madeline, a French woman, despite their bond, culture, and spiritual differences create a growing divide, ultimately leading Ramaswamy to return to India in search of self realization. His journey becomes a deep exploration of Indian philosophy, particularly Advaita and Vedanta. Vedanta, Rajarao was influenced while studying philosophy and Vedanta, do remember. So he has mentioned in this work. This work you can say this work is an autobiographical fiction. Advaita and Vedanta, East-West cultural conflict and spiritual quest, merges India's spiritual thought with Western philosophical inquiry. So this is what and how you can remember. Here, this work is widely considered Raja Rao's magnum opus and winner of the Sahitya Academy Award 1963. 1963. Next work you have The Cat and the Shakespeare, 1965. This short philosophical novel revolves around Govindan Nair. Do remember the character, everyone. A clerk in Trivandrum whose simple and spiritually grounded approach to life contrasts sharply with the more intellectual and anxious Ramakrishna Pai. Through humor and everyday situations, the story meditates on divine will, acceptance, and the nature of existence. It has metaphysical comedy, philosophical allegory, and spiritual fiction. Which work, The Cat and Shakespeare, 1965, Govindan Nair, revolves around Govindan Nair, a clerk in Trivandrum whose simple and spiritually grounded approach to life contrasts sharply with the more intellectual and anxious Ramakrishna Pai. These are the major highlights. One thing you have to remember, everybody, that the cat symbolizes detachment and spiritual vigilance, while Shakespeare represents the Western intellectual tradition. The work The Cat and the Shakespeare, the cat symbolizes detachment and spiritual vigilance, while Shakespeare represents the Western intellectual tradition. These are the PYQs. What is the significance by this a cat and Shakespeare of the work by Raja Rao? So you have to remember. The major work you have to remember, Kanthapura, 1938. I am reminding you everything again and again so you can memorize everything and not forget during your exam. The Serpent and the Rope, 1960, The Cat and the Shakespeare, 1965, Comrade Kirlo, 1976, The Policeman and the Rose, 1978, The Chess Master and His Moves, 1988, On the Ganga Ghat, 1989, and The Meaning of India, 1996. These are the major works you have to remember. Okay, everybody. Apart from all these three trio, the four, including Amitav Ghosh, you have to memorize the Indian writers to solve the one liner question and chronology question. So I have brought in sequence Raja Ram Mohan Roy, 1772 born, Henry Louis Vivin Derozio, 1809, Michael Madhusudan Dutt, 1824, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, 1838, Toru Dutt, 1856 to 1877, Rabindranath Tagore, 1861, Krupa Bai Sathi Andagan, 1862, and Sarojini Naidu, 1879. Next one you have The freedom movement era, the writers were Sri Aurobindo 1872, Mahatma Gandhi 1869, Jawaharlal Nehru 1889, Mulk Raj Anand 1905, Bhavani Bhattacharya. The major works that you have to memorize: R.K. Narayan 1906, Raja Rao 1908. See how you can memorize Mulk Raj Anand 1905. 1 year later, R.K. Narayan 1906. 2 year later, Raja Rao 1908. This is how you can memorize to solve the birth chronology questions. Next one, you have the writers, they keep asking G.V. Desani 1909, just after Raja Rao. Mulk Raj Anand 1905, R.K. Narayan 1906, Raja Rao 1908, and G.V. Desani 9. Kushwant Singh 1915, after 7 years, 5 years, 6 actually. Kamla Markandeya 1924, Nizim Ezekiel 1924, these are same year. 2024 and 2024, Kamla Markandeya and Nizim Ezekiel. It's like the way Shakespeare and Christopher Marlowe born in the same year, 1564. So here you can see Kamla Markandeya and Nizim Ezekiel 1924 and 1924, and the death year is also same, 2004. It's a, what you can say, coincidence. Next, you have post-independence Indian literature. The writers you have to remember: Madhukar Krishna Nayak 1926, Nayan Tara Saigal, very important, 1927, Jayant Mahapatra 1928, 26, 27, 28, A.K. Ramanujan, very important, 1929, U.R. Anant Murthy 1932, they are near. V.S. Naipaul 1932, Arun Kolatkar 1932, again they are same. 1932, is there something wrong? No. R. Parth Sarthi, you can check the date, cross check the date everybody. Parth Sarthi 1934. So these are the birth year of these writers, and the writers of Indian literature you have to remember, do not forget. Kamla Das. Next one you have Ruskin Bond 1934. Kamla Das, the name earlier as known as Kamla Suraiya 1934, Dom Morris 1938, Ruskin Bond, Kamla Das 1934, Shashi Deshpande 1938, Dom Morris, Shashi Deshpande 1938, Anita Desai 1937, Minakshi Mukherjee 1937, K.K. N. Daruwala 1937, Arun Joshi 1939, Bharti Mukherjee 1940, G.V. Patel 1940, Salman Rushdie 1947. You have to remember. Now modern Indian writers you have Agha Shahid Ali 1949, Vikram Seth 1952, Rohindan Misri 1952, Shashi Tharoor 1956, Amitav Ghosh 1956. The writer that I have bold here, these are the important writers that you have to cover, that you have to remember. And the smallest writer I have also included, because while solving the chronology and matching questions, you can see how many questions were based on Indian writers that the name was unheard. So Chitra Banerjee, you have Diva Karuni 1956, Sadhguru 1957. Who knows what they can ask? Mahesh Dattani, important, 1958. Upamanyu Chatterjee 1959. Arundhati Roy, very important, 1969. Vikram Chandra 1961. Anita Nair 1966, Jhumpa Lahiri 1967. These are Jhumpa Lahiri, they are the diaspora writers, but Indian origin, so they are included. Contemporary Indian writers you have Neel Mukherjee 1970, Kiran Desai, very important, 1971, Chetan Bhagat 1974, Arvind Adiga 1974. More work you have, more writers, Gitanjali Shri 1950s, it's a prose, and Sutapa Basu, contemporary writers, the date is not given. Now after these writers you have to remember the work. So I have brought Rabindranath Tagore's they ask in chronology, so you have to remember Chokher Bali 1903, a novel Female Desire and Widowhood. Gitanjali, very very important work, Bengali version published in 1910 and English version was published in 1912, just after 2 years. Prize winning novel it is, Nobel Prize, the first winner of India, Asia actually. The Gardener 1913, The Crescent Moon 1913, Sadhana, it was a PYQ in chronology. The Realization of Life 1913, Fruit Gathering 1916, it was also fruit gathering. The Home and the World 1919, The Fugitive 1921, The Wreck 1921, and Gora 1924. These are the works by Rabindranath Tagore. You have to remember. Next one you have, he was the Nobel Prize in Literature 1913 for the work Gitanjali. 1912 the work was published English version, and 1913 just after 1 year he won the Nobel Prize in Literature. You can remember like this. Next one you have Sarojini Naidu 1879. The Golden Threshold, collection of poems like Indian Dancer, you will find in this collection of poems. The Golden Threshold, you have to remember, published in 1905. It is a PYQ in a chronology questions. The Bird of Time 1912. The Broken Wing, it's very very important collection of poems like The Old Women, published in 1917. The Sceptred Flute, collection of poems published in 1928. So you have to remember the work. Now you have Sri Aurobindo Roy, 1872, The Riddle of This World 1909, The Life Divine, it's very important, we have solved in PYQ already. Do watch the chronology questions PYQs that I have already uploaded everybody. Part 1 and 2, The Life Divine by Sri Aurobindo Roy. Part 1 published in 1914 and Part 2 1920. So you have to remember. Next work, The Synthesis of Yoga, again is PYQ on chronology questions, 1940 to 1918, published in Arya. Essays on the Gita 1960 to 1920, again in Arya. The Ideal of Human Unity 1918, The Human Cycle 1919, The Future Poetry 1919 to 1920, Savitri, it's important, PYQs. A Legend and a Symbol 1950 to 51, and The Foundations of the Indian Culture 1953, posthumously. The Foundations of Indian Culture, posthumously published, Sri Aurobindo Roy. You have to remember, do not forget the work The Synthesis of Yoga, Savitri, The Human Cycle, and here The Life Divine. These are the very popular work. We have discussed this work about Mulk Raj Anand, so we can skip him. R.K. Narayan we have already discussed. Raja Rao also we have discussed. Kamla Markandeya, the work you have to remember. Nectar in Sieve 1954. Some Inner Fury 1955. A Silence of Desire 1960. This work is very important, Nectar in Sieve. A Silence of Desire, Possession 1963, Handful Rise 1966, The Coffer Dams 1969, and The Nowhere Man 1972. The Kamla Markandeya 1924 to 2004. You have to remember these works by Kamla Markandeya. Okay, everybody. Here more works by Kamla Markandeya. Two Virgins 1973. Pleasure City 1982, republished as Shalimar in 1983. Do not forget. The Golden Honeycomb 1977, important PYQs, one of the PYQs. Next writer you have to remember is Nirad C. Chaudhary. The Autobiography of an Unknown Indian 1951, very important work by Nirad C. Chaudhary. A Passage to England 1959, The Continent of Circle 1965, The Intellectual in India 1967, The To Live or Not to Live 1971, They Thy Hand, Great Anarch, 1987. This was the sequel to his first autobiography. And the Three Horsemen of the New Apocalypse, PYQ questions in chronology. You have to remember all these works. Nirad C. Chaudhary, but do not forget his work, Autobiography of an Unknown Indian. Next one you have Manohar Malgaonkar 1913 to 2010, Distant Drum 1916, Combat of Shadows 1962, The Princess 1963, A Bend in the Ganges 1964, Spy in Amber 1971. This was Espionage novel, you have to remember. The Devil's Wind 1972, historical novel on Nana Sahib. Cactus Country 1971, non-fiction. The Garland Keepers 1986 and Dropping Names 2005. It was a memoir work by Manohar Malgaonkar. Now you have Manoj Das. Do not forget any writer. A Tiger at Twilight. The date was not mentioned, sorry. Mystery of the Missing Cap. The Submerged Valley short stories. Cyclones. Farewell to a Ghost. I hope he could not appear in the exam. Next one you have Dom Morris. These are now these days this writer is frequently appearing in the exam. So you have to remember the work of beginning 1957, John Nobody and collected poems. He was also known for journalism and biography. Do remember the work of beginning 1957 by Dom Morris. Next important writer you have Nizim Ezekiel 1924 to 2004, A Time to Change 1952, The Unfinished Man 1960, Hymns in Darkness 1976 and Collected Poems 1989. Next one you have Jayant Mahapatra. Relationship 1980, Waiting, Hunger and A Reign of Rights. Maybe I have forgotten to add the publication date, everybody. Sorry. But do remember the work. First Indian English poet to win Sahitya Academy Award. First Indian, Jayant Mahapatra. Next one you have A.K. Ramanujan. The Striders 1966, Relations, Second Sight, also known for translations and cultural essays. Next one you have Kamla Das 1934 to 2009, the work Summer in Calcutta 1965, The Descendants 1967, My Story Autobiography 1976. It was Tamil version was Ente Katha. Katha, that is a story. So you have to remember. Next one you have Arun Kolatkar. Jejuri, it's very important. In one-liner question, who was the writer of Jejuri? So it was Arun Kolatkar. This was the PYQ of December 2024. You have to remember that was the exam was held in January 2025, 7th Jan. Kala Ghoda poems 2004, The Boat Ride and Other Poems. But you cannot forget this one. Shiv K. Kumar. Articulate Silences 1970, Cobwebs in the Sun, Subterfuges and The Bones Prayer. These are the works you have to remember by Shiv K. Kumar. G.V. Patel. Poems 1966, How Do You Withstand, Body and Mirrored Mirroring. G.V. Patel. Next one you have Eunice D. Souza. Fix 1979. Women in Dutch Painting and Ways of Belonging. These are the writers that maybe were not majorly known, majorly popular, but their work they have given. Dilip Chitre, you have Traveling in a Cage 1980, Says Tuka, translation of Tukaram and Shisha. Dilip Chitre 1938. Agha Shahid Ali, The Beloved Witness, The Country Without a Post Office 1997, important work you have to remember, and Call Me Ishmael Tonight. Call Me Ishmael Tonight, the first tagline, opening line of the work. Yesterday I have told you in while solving the British literature or one line major quotes. It was by Agha Shahid Ali, 1949. Call Me Ismail Tonight. You have to add a tonight here to memorize. Next one you have Vikram Seth, 1952. The Golden Gate, 1986. A Suitable Boy, 1993. And Equal Music, 1999. Two Lives, 2005. Vikram Seth. Chronology questions, these works appear. Next one you have Arundhati Roy, The God of Small Things, 1997. You have to remember only this work, The God of Small Thing by Arundhati Roy. Very important work. Non-fiction, Listening to Grasshopper, Broken Republic. Arundhati Roy, the theme she explored. Next one you have Jeet Thayil. These errors are correct. 2008 Poetry. Narcopolis, 2012 Booker shortlisted. These works are very important. That's why this writer you can find in PYQ. These errors are correct. 2008 Jeet Thayil. 1959. And The Book of Chocolate Saints, 2017. Next one you have Arundhati Subramaniam. When God is a Traveler, 2014. Where I Live, Love Without a Story. Arundhati Roy, she is different, and Arundhati Subramaniam, she is different. Abhay Kumar, The Seduction of Delhi, 2014. Monsoon and the Eight-Eyed Lord of Kathmandu. Diplomat poet known for cultural diplomacy, you have to remember. Next one you have Meena Kandasamy. Meena Kandasamy, MS Militancy, 2010. MS Militancy, 2010. When I Hit You, 2017. And Exquisite Cadavers, 2019 by Meena Kandasamy. I think she was the Dalit writer. Okay, so I have mentioned in Indian writer. They are the part of Indian writers. Okay, so these are the writers with their work and publication date. You have to remember, everyone. Now you have Dalit literary movement, Dalit writers. So in my video that I have uploaded on Dalit literature, I have told you how and why Dalit writers started writing. So in this video, because this is the revision, we will have an overview, and majorly we will focus on female Dalit writers, because many students are confused about Dalit female writers, and I have to also tell you something. But wait. So here Dalit writers, Dalit literary movement, origin and development. Key movement, Dalit Panthers, they started 1972, you have to remember. Formed in Maharashtra, inspired by the Black Panther movement of the USA. This was the PYQ, that which foreign movement that Dalit Panther movement was influenced by. So it was the Black Panther movement of the USA, and Dalit Panther movement was established in 1972 in Maharashtra by the founders Namdev Dhasal, J.V. Pawar and others. I have told you the third name, it's Raja Dhale, if you remember. Why this movement was formed? To fight caste oppression through literature and activism. This was the main objective to form the Dalit Panthers by these founders. The language they majorly wrote in, the writers, Marathi, but later inspired English writers. Their work, when I told you they started, their work was written in Marathi, but later when the work was translated in English, their influence became known to many. So that is why Dalit writers now we study. The first one you have B.R. Ambedkar, 1891, and the major work you have to remember by him, Annihilation of Caste, 1936. Who Were the Shudras, 1946. The Untouchables, 1948. Future of Parliamentary Democracy, 1953. The Buddha and His Dhamma, 1957. It's in PYQ chronology questions, and this one also, this is the very important, the Annihilation of Caste. Deep study it require. Focus, he has social reform, caste discrimination, Buddhism and Indian constitution. Next writer you have Om Prakash Valmiki, majorly known for the work Juthan, A Dalit's Life. 1997 the work was published, and do remember Om Prakash Valmiki wrote in Hindi. Focus, autobiography, caste oppression and Dalit identity, he majorly wrote. Juthan published in 1997. Do not forget. 1950 he was born. He was born in 1950. Next one you have Daya Pawar, Marathi, 1935. Key works Baluta, autobiographical Dalit narrative urban caste struggle. Baluta is an autobiographical work you have to remember by Daya Pawar, female Dalit writer Daya Pawar. Now you have Raja Dhale. It's a revision class, everybody. So stick to the screen. Do watch till the end video. And I have not yet reminded, but in between, if I'm not reminding, you can subscribe the channel and share this to more and more students for the last moment revision, so that they can also prepare and revise what they have done so far. So Raja Dhale, the full name Raja Ram Piraji Dhale, Marathi, he majorly belong. 1940 he was born. One of the co-founders along with Namdev Dhasal and J.V. Pawar of the movement Dalit Panthers. Do remember key works he wrote: Kal Swatantrata Kala. This is Kala, that is black. Swatantrata Din, Black Independence Day, published in 1972. In the same year, Dalit Panther movement was formed. Next, you have Namdev Dhasal, Marathi, 1949 born. Key works he had: Gol Pitha, 1972. Murk Mahatrain, 2003. Major focus was Dalit poetry, activism and politics. Next one you have Raj Gautamam, Tamil, 1950s born. Key works: Dalit history, culture and politics, subaltern studies, essays. These are the works: Dalit history, culture, culture and politics, subaltern studies, essays. Tamil, the major focus of Raj Gautamam, Tamil Dalit intellectual tradition and historiography. Next one you have to remember the origin of the writers. It is the matching question they give you. Kalyan Rao, Telugu, belong to Telugu. Key works: Untouchable Spring in 2000. Major focus he had: Telugu, Dalit experiences, cultural resistance and oral narratives. Ravi Kumar, Tamil. Key works: Venomous Touch, 2009. Editor, The Oxford India Anthology of Tamil Dalit Writing, 2012. The major focus: Dalit literature in translation, editorial activism and Marxist Dalit dialogue. Who? Ravi Kumar, belong to Tamil, born in 1960. Next one you have Sharan Kumar Limble, Maratha, 1956. Key works you have Akkar Mashi, very very important. The Outcast, translation The Outcast, published in 2003. Towards an Aesthetic of Dalit Literature, published in 2004. Two works you have to remember: the major Akkar Mashi, The Outcast, 2003, and Towards an Aesthetic of Dalit Literature, 2004. Do remember everything, everyone. Next one you have Kancha Ilaya, you have Shepherd English and Telugu. Kancha Ilaya Shepherd, English and Telugu, 1952. Key works: Why I Am Not a Hindu, published in 1996. Post Hindu India, 2009. The major focus was Dalit Bahujan theory, sociopolitics and critic education. And rest of the questions I have made you practice in the past video of Dalit literature, so you can prepare. Now the questions are that apart from the male Dalit writers, female Dalit writers were also active while showcase what they have faced or they were facing in society by the upper class people. So here several prominent female Dalit writers have emerged, particularly in the late 20th and 21st centuries, using their writing to challenge caste-based discrimination and patriarchal norms. And the major female Dalit writers that you have to remember, everybody, here: Mukta Salve, often cited as one of the first female Dalit writers. She wrote in the 19th century criticizing caste and gender norms. I have included her work. So Mukta Salve, you have to remember, everybody, the first female Dalit writer. She wrote in 19th century criticizing caste and gender norms. I will highlight the work or share on Telegram channel. Do join the Telegram channel for the notes and PDF. Next, the most important, Shantabai Kamble, Marathi, 1923. Born on 1st March 1923 into a Mahar Dalit family, became the first Dalit woman teacher in Solapur in 1942. Later served as an education extension officer in Sangli district. The key work by Shantabai Kamble, you have to remember, everybody. It's a confusion, so I am going to clear now. Do watch and listen very carefully. Key work: Majia Jalmachi Chitra Katha, translate English version known as the Kaleidoscope Story of My Life. This is the first female work, autobiographical work written by first female Dalit writer. Not first female, but this is the first autobiographical work written by Dalit female Dalit writer. Majia Jalmachi Chitra Katha, the first autobiographical work written by female Dalit writer. English translation version is The Kaleidoscope Story of My Life, the story of my tattered life. The first autobiographical narrative by a female Dalit woman, serialized in Purva 1938, published as a book 1986. They can ask you anything, so do watch and listen and memorize clear. Televised as Najuk on Doordarshan in 1990. So, Majia Jalmachi Chitra Katha, the Kaleidoscope Story of My Life, the first autobiographical narrative by female Dalit woman. Who? Shantabai Kamble. There was confusion between among three writers actually. Shantabai Kamble, I will tell you later. So this is the first female work in a autobiographical form. So you have to remember, Shantabai Kamble wrote the first autobiographical work. And the work you have to remember, Majia Jalmachi Chitra Katha, and the translation version, The Kaleidoscope Story of My Life, or The Story of My Tattered Life. First female narrative by a female Dalit writer. Key facts you have to remember about this work. Majia Jalmachi Chitra Katha narrates her journey through poverty, discrimination, and determined self-assertion. It was later translated into English, French, Hindi, Kannada, and more. Next one you have Urmila Pawar, 1945. Key works: The Weave of My Life. I have explained you everything in the Dalit literature video, so you have to watch that video. A Dalit woman's memoir, autobiography, it is 2008. Original title, it was Aidan, published in 2003. The Weave of My Life, translated from this work Aidan, that was published earlierly in 2003. Next one you have Bama, 1958, known for her novel Sangati, that is Event, published in 1994, and her autobiography. Language, she wrote Tamil but translated into English later. Key works you have to remember: Karukku. Karukku, there is a K. Karukku, translated as Lakshmi Holmstrom. Sangati 1994 published, so you have to remember Karukku. The work is Bama, published in 1992. Translated version you have to remember Lakshmi Holmstrom. Next you have Baby Tai Kamble. So the confusion between the Baby Tai Kamble and Shantabai Kamble, that who was the first female Dalit writer who wrote an autobiographical work. So now the confusion is clear, that you have to know Shantabai Kamble as first female Dalit writer who wrote Jamia. What was the work name? It was The Kaleidoscope of My Life. And the work here, Gina Amucha, 1986. The Prisons We Broke, translated as 2008. This was not the first work, the first autobiographical work by female Dalit writer, but the Shantabai Kamble's work you have to remember. This was also the autobiography Actually, all the female Dalit writers have wrote their autobiography, the situation, the circumstances, the trouble they have suffered in their life. They wrote as the part of the biography. But the first autobiography you have to remember as Shantabai Kamble, the appearance of the work was first. Okay, everybody. So next one you have Meena Kandasamy is a poet, novelist, translator, and anti-caste feminist activist whose work unflinchingly confronts caste oppression, gender violence, and linguistic hegemony. This video is going to be long, so you have to watch till end. Do not go anywhere, but stick to the screen. Do subscribe the channel if you are new here, and share to more and more students. Everybody. Meena Kandaswamy's work you have to remember Touch Poetry 2006, Miss Militancy Poetry 2010, When I Hit You, or A Portrait of the Writer as a Young Wife novel 2017. Do you remember anything? A portrait of the writer or a portrait of the artist as a young man. The work. Remember? And this is the A Portrait of the Writer as a Young Wife by Meena Kandasamy, an autobiographical novel about martial abuse. See, this is also an autobiographical work. I'm telling you that every female Dalit writers have wrote their situation they have faced in the form of autobiography. But the first one you have to remember, as I searched thoroughly and in detail, that was Shantabai Kamble. There was confusion between three writers. The first one Shantabai, second was Baby Tai Kamble, and the third one, who was the writer of Baluta. So Baluta was also an autobiographical work. So the first one was written by Shantabai Kamble. Siva Kami, you have to remember the Dalit writer, Tamil, key works Pazhaina Kazidilam, In the Grip of Change. This is the translated version. I don't know how I'm able to read in each language they have written. 1988, so author translated English version 2006. First Tamil novel by a Dalit woman. So this is, you have to remember, first Tamil novel by a Dalit woman is this work, Pazhaina Kazidilam, as known, In the Grip of Change. And the next one, Anandhai, The Taming of Women. The Taming of Women, this is the translated version of Anandhai, published in 1992, English translation 2011. Other works include here Kurukku. Do not get confused. That's why I told you Karukku by Bama has K. Karukku. Karukku here is a K, and see here is a Q. So you have to remember like this. Kurukku and Karukku. Karukku is by Bama. And here Kurukku is by, you have to remember, Shiva Kami. Kurukku is by Shiva Kami, Tamil. Next work has by Shiva Kami, Kurukku Vettu, the full name, Nalam Thodaram, Kodasi Mandhar, and Kodha Vadeppu. It was a poetry. Focus was on gender and caste, political assertion, and narrative resistance. I have seen, actually, let me tell you that I have seen many teachers who are teaching online. I do not want to say, but I just want to share as a teacher, if you are my student, to my student actually, that the name that I'm pronouncing, I don't know whether it's true, right, because the language is totally different, not fully English. They refuse to pronounce the name. They say that, sorry, I can't pronounce. I have heard this. There is nothing different. If we are reading English, we can, actually, I am able to pronounce very easily actually. So here the next thing you have to remember about Shiva Kami, that she founded and edited the Tamil Dalit literary magazine Puthia Kodangi since 1995. She was the active feminist and Dalit activist, contested 2009 Lok Sabha election, later formed her own party, Samuga Samatwa Padai. They are the major points about the writers. Included all the female Dalit writers because one of the I received a request from the student. I know you are all in worry. Next one you have Kumud Pavde Marathi. Key work he has Anta Spot, that is a thoughtful outburst. Autobiographical essays, see it's again autobiographical essays. Kumud Pavde, Anta Spot. Translated version thoughtful outburst. Detailing caste and gender oppression. Focus was here Ambedkarit Sanskrit scholar. Kumud Pavde was a Sanskrit scholar, Dalit feminist advocacy. Born into a Mahar Dalit family in 1938, Maharashtra, Kumud Pavde became one of the first Dalit women to earn a Sanskrit Pandit title and led the Sanskrit department at Government College. They somehow tried to establish their identity. They try to show that they are not the people that you can easily mistreat them. They have capability to do something. So by reading this we can realize that yes, they are all human beings. What is lower caste and upper caste? We are all human after all, especially if we are studying, if we are educated. This thing though we should not have in our mind. Next writer you have everybody, Gogu Shamla, Telugu. Do remember key work she had, sorry, father may be an elephant and mother only a small basket. It's totally different name, you can easily remember. It's a translation, English translation published in 2012. Father may be an elephant and mother only a small basket. You can guess what is the significance by saying this. Elephant, father, and mother a small basket. Other contributions edited Nala Podu, Black Dawn 2003, biography Nene Balani 2011, and co-editor of Madiga Women's Poetry Anthologies. These are the important highlights of all these female Dalit writers you have to remember. Next one you have Jupaka Subhadra. Telugu also 1962. Jupaka Subhadra is a Telugu language Dalit feminist poet, short story writer, essayist, and activist from Telangana. Keywords she gave Ayyayo, Damakka poetry. It's easy to remember. Jupaka Subhadra, Ayyayo. Ayayo. We can pronounce this in a both way. And the next one you have Rayaka. Maniam Short Stories 2017. How Are You Veg? The stories, this is the stories from Telugu English translation 2021 published. The one thing you have to remember about this writer, she established Moti Pulu, a women writers forum for SC, ST, BC and minority communities, and contributes regularly to feminist journals like Bhumika. Points you have to remember. See, I told you that at the end of the class I will tell you. The confusion I will clear here. The first female Dalit autobiography is Majia Jalmachi Chitrakatha, the kaleidoscope story of my life 1983 by Shanta Bai Kamble. First female Dalit autobiography, you have to choose this one. Another pioneering work is Jina Amucha by Baby Kamble, both written in Marathi and capturing the struggles of Dalit women. This was also an autobiography. So that is why there is confusion. Alongside Baluta by Daya Pawar, these autobiographies are key milestones in Dalit literature. So Baluta is also an autobiography. So there was the confusion between Majia Jalmachi Chitrakatha, Jina Amucha and Baluta. Said that which one is the first autobiographical work. Okay, so I hope this concept is clear to everybody. Here the more female Dalit writers, everybody, you can Quickly you can memorize it. Shantabai Dhananji Dani, Marathi, 1919. Memoirs of Caste Operation from Nashik and Maharashtra. Shantabai Kamble, you have already know. Kumud Pavde, you know. Urmila Pawar, Baby Tai Kamble, P. Shivakami, Bama, Sharmila Raj. Here, if you find the name so that you may be familiar, that's why I have included Marathi and then English. Jupaka, you already know. Remember the work, it's totally different. Gogu Shamla, I have told you. Next one, Yashika Dutt, English. Coming out as Dalit memoir, journalist who is speaking on caste identity and birthplace in India. Yashika Dutt. In case if you know. Meena Kandasamy, you already know. Sujata. Next one you have Sujata Gidl, English. Ants Among Elephants, memoir. This work is Andhra Pradesh, she belong, and Emiger voice. Sujata Gidl. Anita Bharti, Hindi. Poetry on Dalit women's resistance, Yathasthiti. Ek thi Kotewali. This is the meaning. National activism. This is the work. Who? Anita Bharti. Kausalya Baisantri, Hindi. Dohra Abhishap. Do remember if you find autobiography, Hindi autobiography, first of its kind in Hindi Dalit women's writing, Dohra Abhishap by Kausalya Baisantri. Vijla Chirapad, Malayalam. Poetry Adukala Ilatha Vidu 2006 on caste, gender and margins. Kerala belong to Malayalam. This is the work you have to remember. Next one you have Viramma, Tamil. Oral life story by an agriculture laborer, translated memoir Tamil and Nadu, Kerala. Baby Haldar, Bengali. Alo Andheri, Alo Andhri, a life less ordinary, you have to remember. Memoir of hardship and resilience, West Bengal. Baby Haldar, Bengali, Dalit writer from Bengal. Female Dalit writer. Next one you have Lili Haldar, also Bengali. Bhanga Barar Panchali, poetic autobiography it is. Kolkata Railways worker. Maruna Murmu, Bengali. Words of Her Own. Remember, it's like A Room of Her Own. A Room of Its Own by Virginia Woolf, published in 1929. Women authors in 19th century, Bengal, tribal heritage. Maruna Murmu, Bengali. So these are the female Dalit writers, everybody. I hope you have. Now everybody, from the Anglo-sanctioned English, the Old English, the work, the characters you have to remember is Beowulf. The writer is anonymous and written in alliterative verse, alliterative form. This was an epic heroic poetry, and the language used Old English. Characters must, you have to remember the few things they ask. Writer of Beowulf, that is anonymous. Writer is unknown. Who wrote? Nobody knows. Beowulf, Grendel's mother, King Hrothgar, and the dragon. These are the characters. The theme: heroism, vengeance, loyalty, and Christian pagan synthesis, you have to remember. Next one you have The Seafarer. The Seafarer, it was an elegy lyric poem. Writer unknown. Old English. Seafarer, that is the lone sailor he have, and the theme: isolation, exile, and spiritual longing, you have to remember about these works. The Wanderer, genre elegy, author unknown, and in which manuscript it found, Exeter book. You have to remember these type of things from the Old English. Anglo-Saxon England, language Old English. The Wanderer, exiled retainer. Themes: loss, wisdom, fate, weird, and Christian endurance. Next one you have The Wife's Lament. It was also an elegy. Writer unknown. Anonymous speaker, nobody knows. Female voice: grief, exile, emotional isolation. This is the theme, Wife's Lament. The Dream of the Rood. important title of the work at is as it is The Dream of the Rood. Religious allegory it is. Visionary poem. Unknown. Origin likely Northumbria. Here the theme that you have to remember: Passion of Christ, heroic spirituality and personified cross. The Dream of the Rood. Next you have The Battle of Maldon. Heroic poetry it is. Unknown. Next work you have to remember: Cadmon's Hymn. Cadmon's Hymn you have to remember. Religious verse, author Cadmon. Old English and themes: divine inspiration, praise of God. Okay. Beats ex this is very important. Beats ecclesiastical history of the English people. Historical prose it is. The author is the Venerable Bede. Latin language used. The character Saint Augustine, Cadmon and King Edwin, and the feature Christianization of Britain, hagiography and cultural transformation. Next one you have Judith. In case if you face such questions, you will remember and easily crack. Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, it was the book evidence that all the work you found. Historical Chronicle journal, author multiple anonymous scribes found from the many sources. Notable themes, you just have to remember the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, the book, that is genre you have Historical Chronicle. Okay. Next one you have already solved about Geoffrey Chaucer. British literature I have skipped because yesterday we have already solved. Nigerian writers that you have to remember: Amos Tutola, 1920, and the work known for The Palm Wine Drinker. The Palm Wine Drinker, this is the work that you have to remember. Let me change my pen color. Let's go pink. Okay. So, The Palm Wine Drinker you have to remember. Fused Yoruba folklore with inventive English prose, Amos Tutola, the Nigerian writer. Cyprian Ekwensi, the work is Jagua Nana, urban fiction addressing evolving Nigerian society. You have to remember the name, and the most important Nigerian writer you have Chinua Achebe. 1930, major work Things Fall Apart in 3 parts. It's a trilogy. Foundational figure in modern African literature exploring colonialism and identity. Works first you have details I have provided. Things Fall Apart, 1958 published. Period post-colonial African literature. Igbo society majorly highlight, and the characters you have to remember: Okonkwo, Noe, Iznima and Mr. Brown. Chronicles the fall of traditional Igbo culture under colonial rule. The major highlight of this work is chronicles the fall of traditional Igbo culture under colonial rule, published in 3 parts. First in the African trilogy is Things Fall Apart, and the second one you have to remember No Longer at Ease, 1960, after 2 years. Things Fall Apart after 2 years, No Longer at Ease published. Characters Obi Okonkwo's grandson. Obi Okonkwo's grandson. It deals with corruption, tradition versus modernity. Sequel to Things Fall Apart. And the last one you have in this series, Arrow of God, published in 1964 after 4 years of the second part. Characters Izulu, Captain Winterbottom. Do remember each character. It explores clash between traditional religion and Christianity. Next writer you have Flora Nwapa, 1931, and the work Ifuru. It's very important work. One work by this writer is extremely important. You have to remember by Nwapa. Next one you have Wole Soyinka, Death and the King's Horseman, important. Og The Years of Childhood, Nobel Prize laureate 1986, renowned playwright, poet, and essayist. Detail of the works I have here. A Dance of the Forest, Volsoinka, 1960, it was published. In the same year, the second trilogy of the Things Fall Apart published. Dead Man, Dead Woman, and Aroni in the Dance of a Forest. Second work by The Lion and the Jewel, 1959, that explores conflict between tradition and modernity through marriage and education. Next one you have Death and the King's Horseman, 1975 it was published. Based on a true event, dramatizes cultural misunderstanding between British and Yoruba society, Yoruba culture. Next writer you have to remember Buchi Emicheta, 1944. The Joys of Motherhood is the work you have to remember. She addresses themes of gender, motherhood, migration, and post colonial life. Next writer Femi Osfo Fission, Once Upon Four Robbers, and Moro and Todun. Next important writer that you have to remember from Nigerian writer is Helen Habila here. Waiting for an Angel and Oil on Water. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Purple Hibiscus, very important everybody. Half of a Yellow Sun, again it's important. Americana. All these three works by this writer is important, so you cannot forget. Do not forget. Written globally celebrated narrative addressing feminism, war, migration, and identity. Next writer you have Chigozie Obioma, The Fisherman and Orchestra of Minorities. Do remember the work. Next one you have Akwaike Emezi, Freshwater and the Death of Vivek Oji. Explores gender fluidity, spirituality and trauma with mythic depth. Mythic depth. Next writer you have Adobe Tricia Nuabani, I do not come to you by chance, satirical take on email scams, corruption and urban life. Do remember the highlighted writers with their work. Next one you have Irish writers, and the famous one you have Samuel Beckett, Waiting for Godot, Ireland, 1953, published. French version published in 1952. Do remember absurdist drama. The character you have to remember Vladimir Estragon, Pozo, Lucky, Godot, and imaginary who never comes. Imaginary character Godot that never appears in the play. And what happens? Two men wait endlessly for someone named Godot in a barren setting. It is in two acts, a classic of the theatre of the absurd. Next work by Samuel Beckett, important Endgame, 1957 published. Ham characters Clove, Nag and Nell. These are the characters from Endgame. You have to remember Ham, Clove, Nag and Nell. It explores futility, blindness and human decay in a post-apocalyptic setting. This is in one act. Next one you have Crab's Last Tape, 1958, published, a one-man play about memory, regret and the passage of time. Monologue you can say. Next writer you have to remember Jonathan Swift, Gulliver's Travels, A Modest Proposal. Oliver Goldsmith, The Vicar of Wakefield and She Stoops to Conquer. Maria Edgeworth, Castle Rackrent and Belinda, very very important. Next one you have Thomas Moore, 1779. Do remember the birth date of these writers. Poet and songwriter, Irish Melodies. Charles Lever, you have novelist of Irish society and adventure tales. Oscar Wilde, The Picture of Dorian Gray, very important, and The Importance of Being Earnest, very very important work. About all these I have already solved many questions. So I hope you all have prepared. Bram Stoker, very important work. Dracula, it's a PYQ. George Murray, Waters, pioneer of literary realism. Ether Water is the work by George Murray. W.B. Yeats, very popular Nobel Prize winning poet and playwright from Ireland, and the founder of Abbey Theatre. Popular work The Second Coming, you have to remember. Sailing to Byzantium, you have to remember. Next one you have James Joyce. James Joyce, Ulysses, a portrait of the artist as a young man. Samuel Beckett, Waiting for Godot, you have already know. Next one you have Flann O'Brien, At a Swim, Two Birds, work this is, and The Third Policeman, Flann O'Brien, very important. Sean O'Fallon, short stories, The Short Story, Elizabeth Bowen, The Death of the Heart, work, and The Last September. These are the work. You can remember this for to solve the chronology. Frank O'Connor, you have Master of the Short Story, Guest of the Nation. These are the work. Edna O'Brien, the Country Girls trilogy explores women's lives in Ireland. Seamus Heaney, very important, poet, translator, Nobel Prize in Literature, 1995. John Banville, you have The Sea, Booker Prize 2025. The Sea is the work. Roddy Doyle, you have The Commitments. Paddy Clark, Ha Ha Ha. This is the work. Next one you have important, if there are any, Combe Toybin, Brooklyn and the Master. Annie Enright, The Gathering, Booker Prize winner 2007. Emma Dongu, Room. Sally Rooney, Normal People, Conversation with Friends. These are the important works by Irish writers. Next one you have African American writers. Phyllis Whitley, Poems, this is the work, Poems on Various Subjects and Religious and Moral, 1773. First published African American female poet. Frederick Douglass, important, Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, published in 1845. The work, do remember. Escaped slave theme he explored, orator and abolitionist leader. Harriet Jacobs. Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl, 1861, one of the earliest narratives of female enslavement. Next one you have, very important, one question definitely, Harlem Renaissance, 1920s to 30s. Langston Hughes, very important, The Very Blues, the work, 1926. Montage of a Dream, Deferred. Iconic poet of black life and jazz culture, Langston Hughes, do remember. Zora Neale Hurston, 1891, Their Eyes Were Watching God, 1937, anthropologist and fiction writer celebrating black southern folklore. Countee Cullen, you have Color, the work published in 1925, poet who blended classical form with racial themes. Next one you have Richard Wright. Richard Wright, 1908, the work you have Native Son, 1940, and Black Boy, 1945. Ralph Ellison, Invisible Man, published in 1952. James Baldwin, important, Go Tell It on the Mountain and the Fire Next Time. Essayist and novelist known for fearless exploration of race, sexuality, and justice. Who? James Baldwin. Next one you have, everybody, let me see. Maya Angelou, you know the work I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, 1969. Memoirist, poet, civil rights activist. Next one you have Toni Morrison, very important, beloved work, characters set always appear in exam, Denver, Paul D and Beloved, Song of Solomon, The Bluest Eye, characters you have Pecola Breedlove, Claudia and Jolly. Nobel Prize in Literature in 1993, Toni Morrison, known for lyrical prose and black womanhood. Next one you have Alice Walker, 1944. The major work you have to remember, The Color Purple, 1982, Pulitzer and National Book Award. Gloria Naylor, The Woman of Brewster Place, 1982, you have to remember. August Wilson, Fences and the Piano Lesson, 1945. August Wilson, you have to remember everybody. Next one you have Roxane Gay, Bad Feminist and Hunger. Jacqueline Woodson, Brown Girl Dreaming. These are the writers that you. American writers you have Washington Irving, 1783, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and Rip Van Winkle. Very important, Rip Van Winkle. Washington Irving, The Legend of Sleepy, and Rip Van Winkle work you have to remember. Major writer Edgar Allan Poe, the detective writer, he is known as The Raven and the Telltale Heart. You have to remember. He said that the story should be read at one sitting, not take more than 2 hours. Detective, father of detective stories, father of the modern detective story and gothic fiction, Edgar Allan Poe. Nathaniel Hawthorne, The Scarlet Letter, published in 1805. You have to remember 1850, and the character you have to remember Heather Perrin, Roger Chillingworth, and the daughter Pearl. And the red letter that signifies letter A. Must remember everything about this. Next one you have Herman Melville, Moby Dick, Harriet Beecher Stowe, Uncle Tom's Cabin. Walt Whitman, very important. Leaves of Grass, pioneer of free verse poetry, American. My Captain, Oh Captain, My Captain, based on Abraham Lincoln, he wrote, and he was known as the wanderer writer, who the writer who keep roaming, carefree. Emily Dickinson, because I could not stop for the death, reclusive poet known for introspective verse. Mark Twain, the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Tom Sawyer. I have already explained. You do not forget the word nigger mentioned in the Huckleberry work. Nigger word that signifies the black people. Demean, dehumanize, or disrespect. Henry James, you have The Turn of the Screw and the Portrait of a Lady, Henry James. Jack London, The Call of the Wild White Fang. F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby. Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway, you have The Old Man and the Sea, of Farewell to Arms. Remember the work? Nobel Prize in Literature, 1954. William Faulkner, you have The Sound and the Fury and As I Lay Dying. Nobel Prize in 1949. John Steinbeck, The Grapes of Wrath, very important, and Of Mice and Men. Nobel Prize in 1962. J.D. Salinger, The Catcher in the Rye. These are the works they ask you in matching and chronology, so that's why I put. Major one I have already posted yesterday. Court Venot, you have Vonnegut, you have a Slaughterhouse 5, Ray Bradbury, Fahrenheit 451, Stephen King, The Shining, and It. Jhumpa Lahiri, diaspora writer, that's why he's mentioned here. Interpreter of Maladies and The Namesake, very important work you have to remember. Jonathan Franzen, The Correction. These are the works by American writers, you have to remember everybody. Here I have mentioned the character about in detail about the Great Gatsby that they ask. Characters do remember, published in 1925, J. Gatsby, Daisy Buchanan, very important, Nick Carraway, and Tom Buchanan. It is a critic of the American dream set in the 1920s. It is in 9 chapters. Next one you have to remember Arthur Miller, All My Sons, published in 1947. Character Joe Keller, Kate Keller, Chris Keller, and Anne Deaver. This is a tragedy about work featuring in moral responsibility, inspired by real life event. Another work that you have to remember by Arthur Miller is Death of a Salesman, 1949 published. Character Willie Loman, Biff, Happy, Linda. a critic of the American dream through the downfall of a common man. It is based on common people's dream. Next one you have to remember Sylvia Plath, confessional poet, The Bell Jar, 1963, and the work Ariel, Lady Lazarus, Daddy, very very important work, Tulips. Confessional poetry, rich in imagery and myth. You have to remember about Sylvia Plath, American confession. In Canadian writers, you have to remember the writer Margaret Atwood, The Handmaid's Tale, Alice Grace, and The Testament. Do remember Handmaid's Tale, The Testament is the sequel of The Handmaid's Tale, everybody. Next character you have to remember Rohinton Mistry, A Fine Balance and Such a Long Journey work by Rohinton Mistry. In Australian writers, Patrick White, very popular. The work was 1957 it was published, and the first, here you have to remember, White won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1973, the only Australian to do so. Johann Ulrich Voss and Laura Trevelyan. The character you have to remember from the work was by Patrick White. This is based on real-life German explorer Ludwig Lech Ardert. It explores a doomed expedition into the Australian outback as a metaphor for inner exploration. Divided into chapters, this work is metaphysical and symbolic narrative, the form. Next writer you have to remember David Malouf, major works An Imaginary Life, published in 1978. Ovid and the Wild Child, you have to remember. It was a short novel, metafictional and poetic, that explores language, exile and transformation. Next Australian writer Judith Wright, very popular, you have to remember. The Moving Image, Judith Wright, published in 1946. It is a collection of poems about nature, love and identity. Parts you have multiple poems. Next work by Judith Wright you have Woman to Man, published in 1949. This poem explores womanhood, childbirth and creativity. So you have to remember. Next work is very important, The Generations of Men by Judith Wright, published in 1959, and it was a family saga based on Wright's pioneering ancestors, blends memoir and Australian settler history. So these are the works that you have to remember. Do subscribe the channel, everybody. One of the very important, Udguru Nonukal, formerly Kath Walker. Do remember. We Are Going, published in 1964, Aboriginal Resistance Literature. Aboriginal writer, Australian Aboriginal writer, you have to remember Udguru Nonukal, formerly Kath Walker. Next work by this writer you have The Dawn is at Hand, published in 1966, calls for justice and rights and unity among Indigenous Australians. In next you have to remember from the American writers Eugene O'Neill, very very important. Long Day's Journey into Night, it's a PYQ question in chronology, you cannot forget. Written in 1941 and published posthumously in 1956. One Day in August 1912, you have to remember everything. 1956 was the publication. Character James Tyrone, Mary Tyrone, Jamie Tyrone, Edmund Tyrone, and Kathleen. A deeply autobiographical tragic family drama depicting addiction, regret, and emotional legacy. It's in 4 acts. It has won the Pulitzer Prize for Drama 1957 and considered his masterpiece by Neil. Next work, The Hairy Ape. It is also very important. Hairy Ape, published in 1922. In the same year, The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot was published. Characters you have Young, Mildred Douglas and Long. Overview: an expressionist play about a laborer who loses his sense of identity in a mechanized world. Yang, the protagonist, it has 8 scenes. Eugene O'Neill, he was popularly known for his expressionism. Expressionism, he is also known. Next work, The Emperor Jones, you have to remember for chronological question. Morning Becomes Electra, 1931, it was published. Desire Under the Elms, 1924, very, very important work. Next one you have Beyond the Horizon. These are the work that they put in chronology questions, in matching questions. So you have to remember these works, everybody. Anna Christie, very important. 1921 it was published. Characters Anna Christopherson and Matt Burke. Pulitzer Prize winner 1922. Themes of redemption and the sea. Strange Interlude by Eugene O'Neill, published in 1928. Character you have Nina Leeds, Charles Marsden, and Sam Evans and Darrell. It explores female sexuality, internal monologues, and societal roles over 25 years. Known for use of stream of consciousness and soliloquies. So this is all for today, everybody. I hope you have liked the session, especially the female Dalit writers, Indian writers chronology, and the trilogy questions. I wish you all the best for your exam. I hope you do well. I hope no, you must do well. Wish you all the very best for your exam, everybody. If you have any confusion, do feel free to let me know so that I can help you. You have to do well, especially the one who are appearing for the first time. I wish you all the very, very best, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe the channel and share more to more. If you are, if you want actually to, if you want me to make such videos more contentful and more helpful videos for you, because December exam is in lineup, so you have to subscribe the channel and share to more and more students so that we can grow together. Okay, so this is all for today. Do take care of yourself, revise, and prepare for tomorrow. All the very, very best. Thank you so much. Take care and bye bye.